Zion Williamson, the number 1 pick in the 2019 NBA draft, is expected to finally make his rookie debut on Thursday as the New Orleans Pelicans take on the Utah Jazz. And I have to admit that I am confused by this decision. If I were within that Pelicans management and organization, I would not do this. But it is worth noting that I am not a part of that Pelicans management and organization. They obviously have tickets to sell. They have a fan base that needs to be excited. They traded their star Anthony Davis last offseason. You bring in this dude who's not as talented as Anthony Davis, doesn't have the size as Anthony Davis, but definitely comes into the league with more hype than Anthony Davis came in with. He's a dunking sensation out of Duke. Zion Williamson is going to be, whatever you say about him, he's going to be an energy booster at the minimum for this Pelicans team. And they need energy. That franchise needs energy. I will give you that. But it is worth noting, in my opinion, that Zion Williamson has not lost a significant amount of weight. According to sources, he's still around the same weight that he was before his injury, if not heavier. And I do think that's a problem. I think the Pelicans are worried about the wrong thing right now. Should they be concerned about season tickets? Again, yes, it's a big deal selling tickets to your fan base. It's a big deal that Zion ain't played a game this season. That's your number 1 overall pick. But I think you should be thinking long term with the Pelicans. You've already lost half a season. I know they're only 4 games out of the 8th spot behind Memphis in the playoff picture, but let's call a spade a spade. The likelihood of the Pelicans making the playoffs is slim and none. Alright, it would be great if they made the playoffs and were the 8th seed and to showcase a Zion Williamson in the playoffs, likely against the Los Angeles Lakers in the first round of the playoffs. That would be great to have LeBron against Zion. But is it likely? No. And I think the goal should be, for the Pelicans at this time, is to help Zion lose some weight. I'm serious about this, man. When he walks, he limps. It's a noticeable limp when he walks. And it's scary for a kid that's this talented, this dependent on his knees, his lower legs, and his athleticism. If I were the Pelicans, I would sit this kid out for the remainder of the season. And you're talking to somebody who I don't like when people load manage. I don't like when athletes sit out when they're healthy. I hate it. We've talked about Kawhi Leonard a plethora of times on my platform. But I have to admit this. Zion Williamson has yet to hit the court for the Pelicans. So as a fan, you've never seen the product to miss it. So if I were the Pelicans, I would take these next 4 to 5 months, pretty much really the next 10 months until season starts 2020, 2021, I would take this time to focus on losing about 40 pounds for Zion. I think the focus should be keeping him around someone that can get that weight down. And while you're doing that, let this Pelicans team lose games. They'll have another top pick. And if you don't love anything in the 2020 NBA draft, it's not the greatest draft out there. Salute to LaMelo Ball. Salute to James Wiseman, Anthony Edwards. All these kids have immense potential, but I don't necessarily know if we got a premier all-star coming out the gate in the next draft. So with that being said, if you want to package that top 5 pick that you'll potentially have with maybe Alonzo Ball and Josh Hart, maybe with a Jrue Holiday, I think that's the direction the Pelicans should be thinking right now. Not necessarily bringing Zion back because he's reportedly about 100% now. He's so excited to play ball. He's good. You're probably going to win a couple games more than you should. Now, the Pelicans did get the number 1 seed or in the number 1 spot in the draft last year from a very low position. They were 13 and 14, chance to win the lottery. So they could be looking at it from the vantage point of, we weren't expected to get the number 1 pick last year and we got it. We'll take our chances this year. That could be the vantage point. But I would just hate to see the Pelicans bring this kid back. They're okay. Brandon Ingram's growth is now stagnated. I would hate to see that. How about you let this kid rest, and not just rest, but work that body out. Like rest from playing games, but get that body right so he won't really be resting actually. But I would like to see this kid get in great shape, ready for next season, and allow him to win Rookie of the Year. I think he should do that. Let him reclass with that new class coming in. He'll clearly be the Rookie of the Year favorite. That's the approach that I would take. But it looks like the Pelicans are hell-bent on getting this kid out there as soon as possible. Maybe you think he should play. Maybe you disagree with me. Let me know in the comment box below. Zion Williamson is about to make his NBA debut Thursday as the Pelicans take on the Utah Jazz. I'm out. You into sports, we got you. NFL news, I got you. NBA news, NBA highlights, NBA full coverage, feature stories, all that great stuff, I got you. We even got a little bit of Madden and 2K mixed in. Subscribe to this platform, and I got you. More quality content on the way. Subscribe.